Hi everyone. As Domenica mentioned in an email, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration how to use Microsoft Teams and Microsoft Forms to create a quiz. The reason quizzes are good is because they can self-mark if you want them to, if they're simple questions, or you can write something more complicated which you can mark yourself. But what's really good about them is that students can do this on their mobile phones. And so if they've got limited access to technology, most of them do have a phone, and so they can have a go at a quiz on a phone. I know that the idea that they would use their phone for a quiz or a test seems like something we wouldn't normally encourage, and obviously we normally wouldn't at all, but in the current circumstances it's actually a really good way of them getting some work done. So I'm in my Teams room here, but actually to create the quiz you need another part of the Microsoft suite called Forms. So I'm going to find that. It's not listed in my ones here, so click on Office over here, and there it is, Forms, and I click on it and up it comes. So I then click New Quiz, and in goes my title. Sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. There we go. Now, in order for them to complete this quiz, they're also going to listen to a piece of music on YouTube. So this is really easy to do, particularly if I click on the right thing. When I add my first question in, it's going to give me the option of putting a YouTube link in, or you could put a diagram in as well. So my first question is going to use like a grid option. So here it goes. So there we go, and in here go my choices. Hopefully I can spell better, and in here I'm going to first, and then look, it gives you some options automatically. You start typing, it's pretty clever. I don't want the fifth option, so I'm going to delete it, and this is going to be worth 4 marks. And I'm going to click this, which means that the students will have to attempt this question before they submit. This question will not mark itself. I'm going to have to manually do this, but it's pretty easy to do. You can, when you're marking them, see every single student's response to this question one after the other. And I'm looking for woodwind, strings, brass, percussion, I think it is in that order. And so I'll just be able to look at the shape of this and see who's got it right, who's got it wrong, and then give them a mark of either, well, anything up to 4. Okay, now, as I said, I want the students to listen to a YouTube clip to answer these questions. So what I'm going to do is I come back up to the first question here, and now I'm going to click Insert Media and insert video, and I'm just going to go into YouTube, and I'm going to copy and paste in my video I want them to watch. And then there we go. So that's just there as the first question, as part of the question. There we go, dead easy. Next question, simple multiple choice here, really easy, and these do mark themselves. Okay, so first of all I'm going to do 2, 3, 4 or 5, and 3 is the correct answer. I then make that worth 1 mark. It's required still for them to answer, and because I've selected my correct answer, it's going to mark it for you. You could also do something like this, so you could do, or in these ones here you could do and then if you copy and paste that, you can then paste that into these boxes down here as well. So you can give them a little bit more detail about it. It will tell them once they've submitted which ones I got right and which ones I got wrong. So you don't need to do that, but if there's a particular point you wanted to make, then you could type some information in there. Just thought I'd illustrate that. I shan't do that for my other questions. Okay, so here's another multiple choice question. Okay. So is it going to be 60, 80, 100, 120, and the correct answer is 80, and so on and so forth. Okay. Another multiple choice question. I'm going to demonstrate a different question type in a minute. Obviously, when they're listening to a piece of music, sometimes how loud or soft it is can depend on how loud or soft they've got it turned up. And again, the correct answer. Okay, so here's a different question type. So this is a text question type. Okay, so here they've got to get question 4 right to get 5 right, but that's fair enough. They need to be able to do that. And then add answer. That's the correct answer. It was loud before, so the word is forte. Now, if you type forte in there, it means that this will automatically mark any student that types in forte. What you might want to do here is say so, little warning, spelling is important. You could start typing a variety of different options. They won't display here, but the computer will know them. So if you think that they're going to spell it wrong, there you go. Don't worry about capitals or not capitals. The computer will pick up on that. But you could put in a variety of likely options. You must put them in separate boxes. Don't type them in one there and then a comma, one there, like that. They've got to come as separate boxes. So that's that one. I'm going to go on now and type in some other questions and then show you in a moment how you'd wrap this up and then attach it to a Microsoft team. Okay, so I've typed in all my questions. I just want to show you a couple of other little things that you can do. First of all, I've put these 2 questions in there on my round, but it's really easy to move them. So once you click on the question, you can just move up and that swapped them over, or you could move it down, or you could delete it, or if you want to, you could copy a question. So if you've got the same sort of question format, you could copy it several times and just alter it slightly, alter the text of each individual question. Finally, I also written my question here, but I need an image to for the kids to look at to be able to answer this one. So click on Insert Media, Insert Image. You could search for one off the internet, but I've got one here that I want to upload from my computer, and in it goes. Just give it a moment to load. Waiting for slow internet. It'll get there in a minute. Sorry, really slow internet. What? Yes. Bloody hell, Connie. And there you go. In it comes. It takes a moment to load, but it's got there. So, a couple of last things. Clicking the dots, settings. You could, if you didn't want the kids to see how well they'd done straight away, turn off show results automatically. That would mean that you'd have to then, when you hand the work back to them, they'd then see their mark. I don't see any harm in them knowing how they've done straight away. There we go. And then the other thing that is really important is that you can then keep this as a duplicate, or if you want, you can copy this so you can then collaborate with another person. What does that mean? Well, it means two things. It means that you can get back to the form by keeping this link so you can edit it again, and also if you're working in a large department, you could share it with someone else who could then upload it themselves, or they could alter it, tweak it. If you're in a department with sets, you could have the same basic quiz, but you can make it more difficult or easier depending on what set you're preparing for. So that's a quick tip there. Okay, once you've created the quiz in forms, what you now need to do is go back to Teams to attach the quiz as an assignment to one of the teams. So I'm going to come back up on into Teams, and I'm in my demo class, and I've clicked on assignments. Here's one that I popped in earlier just to check it works, and it does. I click create, and at this point, don't click from existing, even though you're thinking, well, hang on, I made an existing quiz. What you do is you click on quiz, and then at this point it's there, and it lists all the ones that you've got in there already. So click on that, and then on next, and in it goes. We know it's worth 18. Deadlines. Remember, we've been asked to extend deadlines so students don't feel like they're under too much pressure immediately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this at the end of the half term. So the next half term, I think we break them Friday the 29th of May. I don't know, it might be the 22nd, but anyway, I've pushed it well out of the way so the kids are not thinking, oh, I must do this. And by then, in fact, I think it is the 22nd we break up. So anyway, there we go. And once you click assign, in it goes. There you are, assigned, waiting to be done. When you go back into the general tab of the team, what you'll find, sorry, click there, back to general, what you'll find there is there's a little post in the general team just to say that it's ready to view, and the kids can click there and it'll take them to it. Finally, student view. This shows you what it looks like from the kids' point of view. So this is the layout as they'll see it in the computer. Pretty straightforward, really. There's that nice question where they can click in the different boxes, so on and so forth. Multiple choice question, in they go, and then all the way down the bottom you click submit. Now if I try and click submit now, it's not going to let me. It wants every question answering, won't let the kids submit until they answer it all. So that's what it looks like on a computer, but this is what it looks like on a mobile phone, and this is where I think they do look really good on here. You can still play your YouTube video from there. Your little drop down question, with which was a box, has turned into a question to drop down menu instead, which is really good and really easy to use, and so you can select your answer there, and so on and so forth, and down you go, put in your multiple choice answers, and away you go, down the bottom. I I think have I done them all here? I'm not sure whether I have or not, but hopefully I will have done. And click submit, and there you go. That's where they know they've got it right. And if they click view results, oh dear, not scored very high. So down we go, and then it shows you which ones you got right. There's that little bit of automatic type feedback I put in. And it's really clear and really easy for them to see. There you go.